Hello, this is Kaki Lee, and welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show, where I'll be sharing daily, bite sized pearls of wisdom I've picked up along my life journey that has allowed me to embrace and unleash my inner abundant goddess. And that's exactly what I want for you, to embrace and unleash your inner abundant goddess. I love talking about anything and everything to do with life, but I especially love talking about money, mindset, and energy, which is the main focus here. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to my show so you don't miss out on your daily dose of wisdom from myself. And also follow me and let me know what you think on Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. Now let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show. Today's pearl of wisdom is nothing is random. And I do have a little random guest in the car with me today. And yes, I'm in the car today. We are about to go bowling with some friends, but I wanted to shoot this video now and talk about nothing is random. But before I do that, I'm getting distracted with my daughter in the car. Before I get started, I want to call in all the beautiful women out there who have an awakening or transformational story to share. In my multi-author book, The Awakened Feminine, Stories of Women Awakening to Who They Truly Are. If that is you, find me on Facebook or Instagram or send me an email. Details will be available at the end of the show. So, nothing is random. This weekend has been a whole lot of moments where I'm like, right, nothing is random. Let's start. I've got two stories to share, which are very, 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 I think, profound in a way, because it just made me realize that the universe, God, insert your belief system, is always at work to create opportunities and situations where it's kind of like just pushing you into the right direction. And the first story is how my multi-author book came to life. I guess the project came to life. And for those of you who don't know, I've been in two multi-author books this year. My first one, I was, kind of given to me because this year, the beginning of the year, the universe was like, you need to start writing. You need to start writing. And I'm like, yep, I want to write, but I just don't have time right now. Pushed it aside. And of course, I interviewed a beautiful lady called Adriana on my podcast. And the next day she invited me to be in my first multi-author book, Uncensored, Untamed, Unleashed. And then so from that point on, I then went into another multi-author book. So #1 international bestseller twice in a year. And then I went, okay, well, this is really cool. I really just love the whole multi-author book experience and how it all works. And writing, it allowed me to write in a very creative, in a very sacred way, because I was sharing my story. And so I actually then had a download to start writing some children's books and have my daughters as the main characters, really to spread or pass down the Chinese culture, because growing up in Australia, I am Chinese, but I know very little about the history and the culture. I know like the different festivals and things that we do, but why do we do it and what does it all mean? So I just had this download to write a set of children's books for people like myself who have children, and we grew up in a Western society and we're losing our roots. And I really want my children to have the roots and connect back to our roots. So I contacted Adriana just to ask her about how publishing children's books work. And she told me, I'm free this day. Let's have a chat. And I'm going, I've got an appointment that day. But let me know the times and, I'll see how I can make it work. And of course, on the day arrived and my appointment got cancelled. And so I was able to talk to her, have a conversation with her. And then I just mentioned, I'm like, how do multi-author books work and da-da-da-da. And she told me, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, this is great. And
Then I went, you know what, before I jumped on the call with you, the title of the book came through. And when I told her the title, The Awakened Feminine, Stories of Women Awakening to Who They Truly Are, she was like, yes. And so that is how this whole multi-author book project started. So nothing is random. Like the universe just went, yeah, we're just clearing your appointments because you need to do this. And then over the weekend, I spoke to one of my authors, and I was, just giving her all the information, and she's like, yep, I'm in. That's fantastic. And she asked me, so all the proceeds from the book go to charity. Have you decided on a charity yet? And I'm like, no, I haven't found one that really, speaks to my heart. And then she said to me, you know what? I have a feeling that you might be starting a charity. And I haven't really mentioned this in any of my videos or anything, but when I started down this path, the spiritual path in the last 3 years, one of the first things that came through to me was that I was here to create space for children, youth that are disadvantaged, that don't have the support in their lives, to give them that support. And it's not about schooling, it's more about the mindset and energy and the love, and really providing that support, like building retreats for these children. So that was like a thing that came through, and it was really to help them then spread their magic spread their magic into the world, so that we have that ripple effect. So then, as I mentioned that to my latest author, I'm losing my voice, and she was like, yes, that's the exact thing that came through as you were talking. So I was like, okay, that's a confirmation. Next day, I get a message from a Facebook friend that I didn't know. And she's like, I just need to contact you and talk to you, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we jumped on a quick call, and she told me she had messages for me. And one of them was that I was to be working with children and youth and, helping them with their gifts and all those kind of things. So it was like, wow, the universe is not random at all. Everything happens for a reason. I say random friend, but there was a reason why this person reached out to me. So I just love how the world and the universe, how God, how source, whatever your beliefs are, works. And just to be able to trust it. I know trusting is so hard, but trust that wherever you are right now in your journey of life, that you are meant to be exactly where you are. Because if you're not in a good space right now, you're meant to go through this and things will be better on the other side. I assure you that if you're in a shit space right now, things get better. Things always get better. My daughter just had a moment. I just swore because, but it is true. I'm losing my voice right now, so I'm going to end it here. But just remember that if you are not in a good space right now, things will get better. The universe is, has put you in that situation because you can get through it. The universe, I call it the universe, but, whatever your belief systems are, doesn't put you in any situation which you can't get out of. But it is up to you to make that decision to get out of that situation that you don't want to be in. And also, if everything's going really well for you right now, there's also the possibility that things can change in an instant. So the most important thing is to do the inner work and understand that everything happens for a reason and nothing is random. So that is my take-home message for you today. And that's the end of the show. Please share this episode with anyone that needs a reminder that nothing is random. And if you enjoyed the show, I am losing my voice here. Please subscribe to my show and follow me over at Facebook or Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. I am completely losing my voice, so I'm going to get to this. And if you want to work with me or learn from me or be part of my multi-author book, please DM me on Facebook or Instagram or send me an email at hello@kakilee.com. Have a beautiful day and I will see you tomorrow.